Hi, guys. Welcome back to episode 10 of the Pink Podcast. So, we made it to 10. And 10 is extra special and extra cool. Not just because we made it to double digits, okay, which is already super cool. Hello. But because episode 10 is going to be the first solo episode. So, it's just me in here today. And I am so excited. I've been wanting to do solo episodes for a little while now, and I think I was like ignoring the urge. One, it's like a little scary because obviously it's a little bit more comfortable to bounce back and forth with someone and to have a conversation than to like speak into like a camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also other things. But we're here now. I am so excited to finally be doing it. And solo episodes I think are going to be the start of a new era for the podcast. Even though the podcast is still a baby, she's still a newborn. Um it's going to be the start of a new chapter because I feel like with having solo episodes, I'll be able to do deeper dives into the topics that really matter a lot to me and kind of like bring you guys along the journey of self-improvement and all the things that I really like dedicate my life to, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was like my original objective with starting the podcast. And then I got a little too excited with having my friends over and having conversations and sharing the space. But I think I'm finally ready to start doing these episodes by myself. And for today's episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about self help and what it means to me, what is my journey with self help. And it's not just like the overly used, like social media terms of like, go to therapy or like go work out. There's so much more to like self help and bettering yourself as a human and just like overall improving the quality of your life. And even though I've had 10 episodes up until now, I've never had like a heart to heart with you guys or explain to you guys who I am, what I like, what I do, what I think about, like any of that. So today is going to be a little bit of that, a little bit of a get to know me slash why I care about self help, like what my journey is with self help. And also, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to better the quality of your life, certain tips and tricks that really help me improve the overall like quality and existence of my life and the tools that I use in my day to day, even though sometimes we fail, it's okay. I'm still gonna share it with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy this new type of video where it's just me talking to you guys. And yeah, I can't wait to go down this journey together and bring you guys some more value with these episodes and just explore everything alongside you guys. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get into this episode. I have some notes, okay? She came prepared. Okay, so first let's talk about self care, okay? Why should you care about self care? And I feel like, hear me out, I feel like our bodies are kind of like the home to our soul. Same way, like you live in your home and your environment kind of determines a lot of how you feel. Let's say, like, you live in a home with your family and maybe your parents piss you off all the time, and it kind of makes it hard for you to enjoy yourself or be creative or, I don't know, doing things without people being down your throat. Or maybe you have a sibling that pisses you off and they make it hard for you to live. You get what I'm saying? And let's say you move out and now you have your own space and you keep it clean and now you enjoy your surroundings. And it matters where you live, it matters your environment. It does either calm you down or make you stressed. And that looks different for everyone. But at the end of the day, we all like to enjoy our environment. And that is, in my mind, kind of like a perfect parallel to how our bodies are home for our soul. And what I mean by that is when you're not taking care of your body physically, or if you're not taking care of your emotions correctly, or if any of these areas in your life you're not giving some attention to, if you're not watering those areas of your life, they are going to start bothering you. And even if you don't know that that's what's bothering you, it's going to be affecting you. Like, let's say you're not getting enough sleep, right? And every day you wake up and you're just so used to not having good quality sleep that you don't even understand that this is why. But maybe you have no excitement, or your days feel dull and you're tired and you just have no motivation, no creativity, none of that like fun spark to live. You know what I mean? And that could be because maybe you're having poor quality sleep. Maybe you think you're sleeping like 7, 8 hours and you're like, okay, I'm still getting my 7, 8. Like, why am I not feeling it can't be that, but it's like, are they quality hours of sleep? Are they uninterrupted? Are they in your REM sleep? You get what I'm saying? There's all these little areas of your life that come together and create you. In our bodies, sort of like our home, have different categories and areas. And when I think about it this way, it's so important that we take care of all the rooms in our body and not just neglect one because it doesn't feel important or because we don't have time for that right now or because I don't want to do the self work. I actually kind of have different, I guess you could say, like self help gurus. Like I listen to different people for the different areas of my life that I want to improve. So I can't just like listen to like a fitness coach and only dedicate myself to that and just ignore, the rest of my house, being my body. And so let me tell you guys about a couple of the people that I listen to and why I listen to them and kind of like the value they bring me in my life. Obviously, these aren't like the only people that you could listen to for this type of information. These are just the people that I gravitate towards. I like listening to them. I like how it makes me feel. They resonate with me and they have helped me improve these areas of my life. So, starting off at number one is Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman, he is a professor, I believe, in Harvard. He's some sort of fancy professor, and he basically does podcast episodes on everything health. So he'll do an episode on the quality of your sleep, like how to get good sleep. He'll do an episode on productivity. He'll do an episode on what type of foods like impact your blood sugar in a positive and negative way, etc. Like literally everything health wise that can be scientifically proven. Like he's very much like the data science guy. So that's person number one. Number two, we have Alexis. And Alexis, she is a YouTube girly. She also has like coaching programs, but her role in my life is that she's a feminine energy coach and she basically teaches you how to tap into your divine femininity, what that means, like how to channel your femininity, how to control it, just everything to do with like feeling the most womanly that you can and how everything to do with that topic. That's my girl right there. Everything to do with my feminine journey. That's who I listen to. Only her. I'm very loyal. I'm a loyal girl to Alexis. And that right there is like when I want to dive into my femininity and my polarity and all those fun topics. Then we have Abraham Hicks, which if you guys watch the episode between Esther um and I, which is funny because the lady who I just said, like Abraham Hicks, also known as Esther Hicks, I had an episode with my nail tech Esther, who same name, I know, crazy. She actually introduced me to Esther Hicks, mind blowing, right? um and we had a deep dive about our learnings of Abraham Hicks and um you don't need to go obviously listen to it, but the role of Abraham Hicks in my life is that it teaches me like how to feel aligned with myself, how to listen to my emotions as part of my guidance system. But basically that's my like mental health slash manifestation area of my life. And last but not least, I have Rob Deerdeck. I know you guys mainly know Rob Deerdeck as the ridiculousness guy or the Rob and Big. Is it called Rob and Big? I don't know. You guys know what show I'm talking about. Basically, all his MTV shows, but apart from all his crazy shows, he's a very serious, like, entrepreneur. And part of his journey is kind of like quantifying and being like a data driven productivity individual. He kind of just focuses on creating schedules, creating systems that help you be productive, that help you stay in a routine, that create basically stability for your everyday in order to basically guarantee success and stay within a routine that serves your goals. And that's why I like go to and listen to for strategies as to how to be more productive, be more mindful with my time, and basically where those kind of like my main four pillars. I obviously listen to a lot more people for other little niches and information and entertainment, but if I had to pick four, those are like my main four, like one for like overall health, which is Andrew, a feminine coach for the fact that I'm a woman, Abraham Hicks as part of my manifestation and like a little bit of like a soul work, and Rob Dyrdek as like my systems and life path guy, you know? And the reason why I'm sharing these with you guys is because I believe that it is really important that we have these people who we can rely on and pull information from and just have good quality knowledge from, whether that's books or podcasts or real life people that you know, maybe some real life mentors. I also love books apart from listening to podcasts, and I could do a whole list of like book recommendations in the future. I would say if you had to start off with one, I would say um Atomic Habits, which I recommended in the last episode, because at least for me, I had a little bit of a struggle with being productive, and I was a little bit of a procrastinator growing up. And by a little, I mean it was completely my life. I procrastinated everything all the time up until maybe like a year and a half ago. And then I slowly, with the help of like books and podcasts and applying what I was learning, because one thing is learning it and another thing is applying it, okay? Which I myself am a victim of. And this next topic is how to better the quality of your life, right? Which is obviously my journey with all of this self-help stuff. Is at the end of the day, it is just to better the quality of my life, having a more fulfilling life and one that feels as amazing as it can. I want to have good quality energy throughout the day. I want to have motivation. I want to have inspiration. I want to feel good. I want to be good, act good. I just want to feel at my best all the time, because sometimes you get into like these little flows in your life where everything feels perfect and it's like, oh my God, everything's going amazing right now. Like, wow, I love my life. And then something happens and it kind of derails you, or it makes things not feel so special and perfect and aligned anymore. And I hate that. I hate that feeling. And I wish I could just stay in the perfect, constant flow of joy all the time. And I know it's not realistic. And I know that we kind of need that contrast in our life in order to be human and in order to know what we want to improve and to grow from. Obviously, we need a little bit of like a hard time here and there to grow from. But overall, I would like to have a good quality life as much as humanly possible, and being healthy in all the ways in which I can be, and just being intentional as a human. And so, bettering the quality of your life is so important. And number one thing in here is basically identifying the problems in your life, or the problem areas, I would call it, and attacking them, making a plan to better those areas. And let's say you are like, wait, I don't really have any like problem areas. Like, sure, I want to maybe be better and I want to be a little bit more intentional, and I just don't really have like any big problems, right? Same thing applies. What do you want to better? You know what I'm saying? Like, identify the areas in your life which you want to kind of polish or learn more about or be better in, and make a little list. Maybe you put your fitness journey. Maybe you put um I don't know, aligning yourself a little bit more with your life path. Maybe you put healing certain relationships. I don't know. Let's say you make a list of like 5 things, right? Make your list, make a format of all the areas in which you want to better, and then pick a couple. Let's say if you have a long list, pick a few. Okay, let's not start with all of them. If you only have like, let's say 3, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4, maybe you can obviously start with them. But I would say kind of start off with like 2 or 3 max, because if not, it can get a little bit overwhelming. And honestly, even if you want to, you can honestly start with one first and kind of get the ball rolling, and that kind of get some momentum, do some research on that. And once that kind of is snowballing on its own, then I would add a second one, and so on and so forth. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to better all aspects of your life at the same time. Sometimes a positive thing is that certain things go hand in hand. Like, let's say you care about your fitness, and that's part of like your new journey. And when you write down, okay, I want to be a little bit better with my fitness and my health and whatever, it kind of goes hand in hand with bettering what you're eating. And so sometimes two things can kind of coincide and, you know, flow together. But for the most part, if maybe you're trying to better your relationships and go to the gym and get better sleep and be more intentional with your friendships and be more feminine or more masculine. And it can become a little bit overwhelming. So, my personal advice from years of trying to self help is maybe start off with a couple things, make a list, make a plan, and attack it, right? Now, you might be like, Wendy, okay, you want me to write it down and then I'm supposed to magically be perfect? Like, how does that even work? I got you. So you're gonna write these things down, and then once you write down what you want to be better at, and you say you choose your top two, top three, whatever, maybe you focus on one, then you're going to write goals, right? You're going to write goals, and we're gonna talk about goals a little bit more in a little bit, but specifically goals for these areas in your life in which you want to better are also very important. And the reason why goals are important is because they give you a destination. If I were to tell you, I want you to go on a drive, go find some mountains, take some pictures, and come back to me, but I don't give you a map, it might become a little bit overwhelming. You might be like, okay, I know I'm supposed to go find mountains and take a picture of it and come back, but how do I even get to the mountain? Like, how far is the mountain? Do I need to drive for 6 hours or 12 hours? Or like, what am I doing? How many days do I need to request off for this journey? Like, you might not really know what's happening because you don't really have a goal. And I know I kind of said it backwards because I kind of told you the goal in the scenario. Like, the goal was to go get the thing, the pictures, but you don't have a map. But it's kind of like similar because if you're like, okay, my goal is to get better and be a little bit more intentional with my fitness and kind of be more healthy, great, you know what you're supposed to do, but where is the map? You know, what is the goal? What do you mean by being healthier? And so you have to be specific with yourself. You have to define goals and metrics and things that you want to accomplish, whether it's in numbers or in a mood. So maybe let's just keep using fitness because it's an easy one. We've all thought about our health one way or another and fitness, and it's something that we can all relate to, but you can swap it out in these examples to whatever you may be, I don't know, trying to improve. So let's just stay on the fitness example for right now. So let's say you're like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to be a little bit more shredded for summer and kind of show off my little summer abs, right? You just defined a goal. You said, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds so that I can be a little bit more cut. And that right there is going to give you all the information that you need to start then looking at the map. That gives you the map, right? You knowing that you want to lose 10 pounds is the map. And then now when you're like, okay, how am I going to lose the 10 pounds? Am I going to do a caloric deficit? Am I going to fast? Am I going to just cut out maybe sodas and sugar? Am I going to just work out a little bit longer and a little bit harder at the gym? Whichever route you take, it's still going to take you to the destination, which is losing 10 pounds for the hot girl summer, right? And now, when you imagine it as in like you have the map, which is you saying you want to lose 10 pounds. And now you see how you have all these different avenues to get to the same place, whether you do a caloric deficit, whether you do fasting, whether you up your working out. Doesn't matter which one you choose, they will all still kind of get you there. Maybe one's a little faster, maybe one's a little slower, but it'll get you there, right? And that's the same thing as like when you have the map to get to the mountain, to go take the pictures and come back. You can go a bunch of different ways and still get to the mountain. You can take I-4 or you can take the turnpike. It doesn't matter. Maybe one's a little faster, maybe one has a little couple tolls in it. But at the end of the day, you're going to get there. And that is why the goal setting is crucial to better in your life, because without the goals, it's like, where are you going? You know, you might say, I want to be more fit, but then it's like so much leeway as to like, okay, well, I don't have any rules, I don't have any boundaries. I could have a little soda, and then what? And then who's gonna tell me no? You know, you're gonna start making up your own rules and you're gonna start being bad, and you're just gonna start, weaning off of your goals because they weren't defined, they weren't clear, they weren't precise. And that's what you need to be. You need to be precise, okay? That's what really helps me. Is like I get really precise. I say, I want to have this, like this. I want it to look like that. I want it to feel like this. And I want it by this, you know? And sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes I don't get it when I want it. Sometimes it doesn't happen as fast as I envision. But at the end of the day, I'm still constantly moving towards that thing. And I'm still gonna get there. You know, even if it takes a little bit longer, the plan was still in action. I was still moving in a certain speed in order to try to get there by my desired time. And, sometimes life happens and it takes a little bit longer than you expected, and that's okay. But at least you're on track to be where you want to be. Okay. Now, the second step to this process, now you have already determined the areas in which you want to improve. You have set your goals. You have said, okay, I want to hit this and this and this by then. This is how I want it to be. These are my goals, right? Step two is creating a routine that serves those goals, right? So you can't just say, okay, I'm going to go to the mountain and I'm going to go take the picture. Okay, but when? Okay, but how many days is it going to take you? How many hours are you going to be driving? When are you going to stop in order to rest and eat and fuel the car and take a nap and then keep driving? You need to have a plan. You need to have a schedule in some way that helps these goals. And I know schedules and time blocking gets a little bit sensitive for some people because some people really don't like time blocking their day or being that strict. But at the end of the day, we need structure. We need some sort of structure, even if you're not like hour by hour, minute by minute, like time blocking your day, you still need some sort of structure to go by and to help you stay on track. So maybe you're not like always saying, okay, I'm going to leave the house every day at 10 a.m. to go to the gym, right? But maybe you're saying, okay, every day before I go to work, I'm going to go to the gym. Boom. So maybe it's not as like specific as by the time and the hour and the minute, but it still creates it in a structure. So now you know if you work that day at, I don't know, 1 p.m., you better hit the gym at like 10 so you have enough time to get there, do your workout, get ready, and then go to work, right? It already kind of puts itself in a little bit of a time block by you doing that. And that's why structure is so crucial, at least for me. I have tried so many different types of structures. I have tried just doing like a priority list for the day. I have tried time blocking to the extreme. I have tried doing so many things. And honestly, the one that has stuck, or not stuck, because I actually re implemented it recently, but the one that I enjoy the most is kind of creating time block sections for my day. So for me personally, that means in the morning when I wake up, I go and I'm outside for a little bit, get some natural sunlight, help myself get in a good mood, be exposed to nature, get a little bit of a natural wake me up moment by being outside, staring at the sky, getting some sunlight, doing a little walking. I haven't ate, I haven't done anything. I just got up, got ready, and went for a little walk for maybe like 30 minutes. I come back and then I have my first work block of the day, which is like an hour and 30 minutes. So within this hour and 30 minutes, I need to be productive of the things that I have on my to-do list. So maybe that's like editing the podcast episode, maybe it's like sewing something. It's whatever is like the top of the priority for the day. I get started on it on my first time block. After that first time block, I have a breakfast. When that breakfast is over, I get ready, I go to the gym. When I come back from the gym, I have a little fast lunch, and then I start my second time block of the day, which is, I believe, another hour and a half, where again, I continue with my daily tasks for the day. When that one is done, I take a little hang out, chill, be a human break, and then I have my third block of the day. And when that one's done, we're done with work, okay? I think that's like a total of 4 hours for me in the day, 4.5 ish hours of good quality work. Some days it fluctuates because there's another really important thing of creating these systems. You do need to have flexibility for yourself as a human. For example, today I'm filming this and I have to edit it all right now. So my day is not going to look exactly how this day that I'm telling you usually goes, but it's still good to have some sort of structure, something that you like to go by. And then when natural things happen and you have to deviate from that plan, it's normal, but at least you have a structure that you like to usually stick by, and it helps you be focused, it helps you stay on track, and it gives you guidelines in order to be productive and a little bit more responsible, right? So then back to my day. After I do my third time block of the day, I go for a last walk of the day. I do another maybe 30, 40 minutes walking. And then I come upstairs and I make dinner and then I hang out for the rest of the night. And that is the structure of my day. Like I said, some days it looks different. Some days, if I slept in too late, maybe I skip out on the morning work sesh. For example, today I actually woke up and didn't do the walking outside. I went straight to the gym because I knew I needed to record this and kind of edit it all in one day. And so I just went straight to the gym and came back, had some breakfast, and started getting ready for the podcast. But that flexibility is important, and so is the structure, okay? Structure is your friend. Structure is there to help you. It's there to help you stay on track and be the best version of you. Okay. And so you could try different systems out. I have tried so many and I keep adjusting them as time goes, as my life keeps changing and my priorities keep changing and as things keep evolving. And that's the beauty of it is you get to make it up, you get to change it, you get to edit it, you get to rewrite it. And don't feel scared to try one out. Like when I started this one, I kind of had a little trial period, is what I call it. I kind of go with it, see what I like, see what I don't like, see what was realistic that can stay, and what things need to kind of change a little bit. And I kind of give myself feedback on my own uh, structures, okay? And then I just go ahead and fix them from there. So don't be scared to try them out. Fix them as you go, fix them as you see fit. And it's your structure. So do them the way that you like it, okay? Don't drive yourself nuts. And so those are my three pillars to improving the quality of your life. One, identifying areas in which you maybe have a problem and want to change it, or just areas in which you want to get better in, period. It's kind of the same thing. Number two, create goals for those areas because these goals are going to provide you with, where you want to go, how you're going to get there. And it's just going to give you further insight on what really matters to you and what you need to do in order to get there. Okay. And number three, it's going to be, was I counting wrong? I don't know. And number three is going to be creating a routine or a schedule that helps you putting these things into action, that helps you stay consistent with these things, and that just helps you live a more productive and consistent life. Okay. Those are my three tips as to how to live a better quality life. Obviously, so much more goes into that, like reading and other things that help me create these systems, help me create better habits, help me break bad habits. But those are for different episodes and for different days. I hope that these little tips and tricks helped you guys. I loved having my first solo episode. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like started it and like scratched the hi guys maybe like 20 times. I actually shot this episode the other day and scratched it completely and had to reshoot it. Okay, so little TBH moment right here with you guys, but it's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I don't know why I always thought it would be scarier to have it with somebody like back and forth, but it's really not. I guess it's easier to just depend on the other person. But anyways, it was really fun to finally film a solo episode and get to talk about the things that really matter to me and kind of do a deep dive and be able to share them with you guys, be able to have these conversations. Let me know in the comments if there's any specific topics you guys want me to dive into. I obviously have a super long list of all the things. Like I've gotten a couple messages about how to do the time restricting thing on the phone that I was talking about in the last episode and stuff like that. So I already have some stuff loaded for you guys. But if you want me to do certain deep dives or just talk about certain things, feel free to let me know. You can either like DM me at the Pink Podcast on Instagram or comment down below or email me if that's easier for you. It doesn't matter. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to start this new journey of solo episodes, and don't worry, I'm still going to be having my friends on the podcast like I said. It's just going to be a little bit more of me now, and yeah, I can't wait. I loved shooting this for you guys and it felt so much like me, because this is all I do all day, anyways. It's just talk about self improvement with my friends or my family, and I shove it down their throats and I force them to do it. And now I get to do it to all of you. You're welcome. Okay. Anyways, I'm kidding, but I really love this episode. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you made it to the end. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. Okay. But I love you, girlies. I'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.